On Thursday, John did a show. He was very drunk, and he was very upset with Kevin Brennan. The same episode I was just talking about where Kevin talked about me for 2 hours, he made one offhand remark about Stuttering John's plane going badly, which is John's word, not Kevin's. Kevin knows how to talk. And John got very upset about this. And we talked about it on the Point Dabble Point yesterday. John got very upset that Kevin Brennan would put a hex on his plane.
Yeah.
Hope something bad happens. And John's outraged by this. He's going, it's not just me. There's 200 people on that plane. There's children on that plane, Kevin. You want the children to die? And then he turned it into, and if I die, then my kids will be sad. You want my kids to be sad? It's like, John, what are you talking about right now? You laugh about Shuli's dead mother 1 second, and then the next, you're clutching your pearls over someone making a joke.
Right.
You know, he doesn't actually have magical powers.
Professional comedians, everyone.
He's just making a fucking joke.
He is Irish, Carl.
So then somebody, that's true. So then somebody reminds John that he's kind of a hypocrite because he once told Artie Lang to kill himself and be successful next time.
You wished Artie would end himself, hypocrite. Artie and I were having a brutal Twitter war. Brutal. We were fucking nonstop attacking each other. But at least it was just Artie. I didn't wish badly on a whole fucking plane.
He wins again. He justifies all of his shitty behavior in the most ridiculous way possible. It's ludicrous. So I would think that telling one person who's already attempted suicide to kill themselves would be worse than just making a joke about a plane having issues.
Yeah, a very vague joke. Like, I hope something bad happens.
It's not like Kevin went through and read the list of passengers on that plane. And Susie McGee in seat 4A. Hope she dies. And what the fuck?
Carl, you've never served. You don't know what it's like in war.
Yeah, well, right.
He was in a battle.
He was in a Twitter war with Artie Lang. It was getting nuts. I think Artie said something like his movie wasn't very good. And then John goes, kill yourself, drink bleach. He always escalates it.
The jugular.
Immediately.
Jugular John.
Oh, he's such an asshole. And I love that people are pointing out his hypocrisy right to his face.
Yeah.
And never once, the guy who claims to apologize all the time and admit mistakes, never once goes, oh, yeah, good point. I probably shouldn't be calling out KB for such a lame thing. Considering what
You owe me an apology.
Right. It never happens that way. So the other fun thing is, I think we've all realized that John's not a 160 IQ. Right? I think we're all on the same Cardiff. Are you on the same page with me on this one?
I'm still investigating.
Okay.
Still investigating.
But I love when super chatters send in questions and quiz him.
Please answer my questions and prove your genius. What's an adverb? What's a radius? What's a cap of hungry? Don't ignore the quiz, Mensa man. Yeah, I ain't taking any quizzes. And no, I'm not answering any of it. I know all of it, but I'm not gonna answer it.
My favorite is I know those answers, but why don't you tell me what they are? I know what they are.
Yeah, let's see if you're right.
Let's see if you know what an adverb is.
I want Carl to answer.
These are not even difficult questions.
Actually, badly is an adverb.
Yeah, very good. I use adverbs all the time at the end of the sentence because I'm an idiot.
Retardedly.
All right. So John's not playing along with that, unfortunately. It's crazy because he gets every question right on Jeopardy. Because he's a Mensa man. And that's what Mensa means. You could do well at Jeopardy. But for some reason, he couldn't answer what's a radius. It just fucking put it to bed.
I guess not for 800 yen.
Yes, 800 yen wasn't enough for him. All right. So this is where Stuttering John gets caught in a lie. And I love this because this is a terrible defense. And you could tell he had to think about it and think about what his defense would be and then come up with it. So basically, John said on this show that he didn't draw first blood. He didn't even know who Shuli was. He goes, I knew he was like a whack packer I put through on the phones from time to time. I didn't know who Shuli was, which is a dumb thing to say because all of this is documented and we all know what your relationship was. Because John came out on his show back when Shuli was working for Howard Stern and said that Shuli's my mole and he's leaking this information to me. And when you do that sort of thing with a guy like Howard Stern, Howard's not going to want to work with people who are moles. He's not going to want people in the inner circle working for the show who are giving information to people who are using it nefariously.
That's an adverb.
So let's see him get caught in a lie here.
Lie, try and get Shuli fired by saying he was your mom. Nope.
All right. Let's see why. Well, take a swig. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get Shuli
Look at the ceiling.
fired.
You think Howard is reading what I tweet
You thought so.
or caring?
You thought Gary
You
Delabate
got your
was.
fucking
Yeah,
mind.
Gary did it.
Yeah, Howard's got. Oh, I'm gonna fire Shuli because John said something. Fucking Howard, you kidding me?
So according to John, I mean, definitely if Howard had heard that information, he might want to fire Shuli, but he wasn't going to hear that information. Even if he did, he wouldn't believe me. So how was I trying to get him fired?
So in this case, he's small potatoes.
Correct. Yes. Depending on the scenario.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, he used to brag that Howard was stealing his show format. He's like, I know Gary listens to every episode, and that's why they're doing this bit and that bit, because they're just stealing it from me. But then at the same time, he's just like, and when I was saying that Shuli's my mole and that he's the one who leaked the Pelican Brief video, I mean, no one's going to believe me. I'm just this guy over here just ranting into the fucking ether.
And I thought he was a star.
I mean,
The inner circle. The inner circle.
way to get fucking caught in a lie right there and not know how to get yourself out of it at all. And speaking of which, John's talking about how he was never making fun of people with cancer when he posted that tweet with my dad's photo in it and his name, doxing my father, and then took it down before I said anything about it because of all the backlash he got from everyone else. So now John's going to explain that that was not making fun of cancer. And also, this thing with Artie, he's actually the hero. I don't know if you realize this, but John's actually the hero in this scenario.
It wasn't making fun of anybody with cancer. These guys bring, and then they bring up the Artie thing. That was fucking what, 10 years ago?
All right, excuse number one. He told Artie to kill himself, but that was 10 years ago. He was only 48 back then. He's a naive young kid. What are you going to do?
Obama said it was okay still.
Yeah. It's 10 years ago. What an asshole.
Artie and I love Artie Lang. I do. I wish him well.
I got a question for you, producer Chris. I'm sure there's people that you consider loved ones in your life.
Absolutely.
How many of them have you told them to kill themselves to their face or through a tweet? Yeah, keep.
0.
Oh, Cardiff, same question.
7.
And that's a fact, Jack. And you can talk to Dan Filato.
I did.
He'll tell you the same thing.
He didn't.
I wish Artie well. We all love Artie. And Artie knows that.
Okay.
And I've been there for Artie quite a few times.
Oh, he's drowning.
Who knows? I might even saved Artie's life.
Oh, here we go.
I was
Look at the look on his face.
I was waiting when he said and Artie knows that. I was waiting for him to say, and that's how he made it through
Right.
all this because of his love and support.
Yeah, that would have been even funnier. But look at how John has now turned this around in his head. He went from defensive to offensive. Look at his face. He's just like, and you guys don't even realize I saved his life once. Let's find out how he did that.
One time after Howard's party, he was so fucking inebriated. I had his keys. I took his keys, and I wouldn't let him drive. And he fucking wanted to punch me. It's like, give me my fucking keys. I'm like, no. And I did not let him drive. That's what a friend does. That's a person who really cares about Artie.
You got to love the way he's reenacting this too. Yeah. And I was like, fuck you. Yeah. I want you to live, man. I'm doing this for you.
Yes, a totally sober John.
Yes, after Howard party.
I simply refuse.
It's just not going to happen.
I guarantee it was a drunk John stole Artie's keys. I'm taking your Mercedes, Artie.
Yeah, that's what I picture.
Gary's probably taking the keys away from John. Yeah. No one's driving Artie's Mercedes.
It's probably close to the truth.
Unbelievable, this fucking guy. The way he can turn these things around in his head, it really is a skill. It's an art form.
Yeah,
to be able to do this.
You can see it in his eyes when he thinks he's got a leg to stand on.
Yep.
He's like, I spun it.
Yep.
Here we go.
And that's when he starts pointing to his head,
Yeah.
explaining that's how smart he is.
I'll yell it a few times.
All right. So John starts yelling at Kevin Brennan. Kevin Brennan, I don't know if this is the real Kevin Brennan or not, but he super chats John. And so anytime he sees a photo of Kevin Brennan, he assumes he's in a conversation with him, obviously.
It's just like Gina Bobina.
like anybody would. Geared
You're
up.
a dick, Brennan. You're a fucking dick. I didn't do shit to you. Nothing. In fact, when you were asking for fucking Carl's wife's wedding picture, I texted to you.
What a guy. What a guy.
I've been wrong about him all this time. He is a hero.
So this is what happened. I was on that video that Kevin was watching on his show. I go, Kevin's turning into Stuttering John. He's making fun of what my wife's wearing. She's dressed up in a inside-out polo shirt with cockroaches on it. It's obviously a Stuttering John costume. It's a joke. She doesn't dress like that. And I think you made the jokes like they're acting like it's her wedding photo or something.
Right.
And so then Kevin on the show is like, oh, I'd like to see that wedding photo. He doesn't actually want to see it. She looks beautiful at her wedding. That's not something you goof on. John's an idiot. He doesn't understand. So he's got that photo. He's just like, oh, you want to see it? I'll send it to you. Oh, it's crazy. She's all dolled up and looks beautiful. Wow, check this out. So not only does he send it to both Kevin Brennan and Adam Hineker, he also called them afterwards. Kevin's doing a show, and John's calling him. Hey, I just sent that to you. Make sure you put it on your show. He's such a moron. And now he also wants credit for it. And like, aren't I a good friend? I was going to pile on Carl with you. What's going on over here? But that's the only way he could get friendship.
Yeah.
I texted to you 10 minutes later. You wish something happens to my plane. 10 minutes later.
After all I've done for you.
Ask Hineker.
That's Kevin
I
Hineker.
text him the wedding picture too to help you out. And then you fucking act like the widow girl that you are. And by the way, look, no broccoli. Are you happy, Kev? No broccoli.
You know he is. Why would you say that?
Yeah.
You know he's cackling about that. Idiot.
This made his night.
Fucking moron. So obviously he stopped himself from saying what he wanted to say to Kevin Brennan. So about 20 minutes later, Kevin Brennan, or someone pretending to be Kevin Brennan, pops on again with another super chat. And John doesn't know what to say. This is so embarrassing.
Kev, you can fucking laugh all you want. I'll get into it in the second hour. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, ha, ha, ha. The second hour, you dumb fuck. What? You don't know what that means? You pinky, fucking yellow helmet, lady shoed, fucking... dickhead? It was something I was going to say, but I'm not going to.
Was it an F slur, John? I know what you were going to say. You pink lady shoe wearing...
You fucking dickhead.
We all know what you wanted to say, John. What a fucking failure that is. Let's watch that again.
Yeah.
That's fun. I love the way he revs up for it, too, and then he's got nothing. It's like the Millennium Falcon trying to take off into hyperspace, or hyperspeed in Empire Strikes Back. Right, Chris?
Yeah.
Just trying to get Kindy excited for coming on the show.
But they had a faulty
What?
Google Chrome.
It was a faulty Google Chrome.
You don't know what that means? You pinky, fucking yellow helmet, lady shoed, fucking dickhead. It was something I was going to say, but I'm not going
I was
to.
close to dick.
Yeah. Hot dog is the appropriate answer. We were looking for hot dog. Stuttering John. Good try, though. Oh, God. I should have played this. When I played him getting caught in the lie, which I enjoyed very much because later on in the show, someone says, you know, John, you're the one who's honest with us. And his response is very telling.
Ace, realize you're the only one who tells the truth. I try to. I do not want to lie to you people.
So instead of saying, yeah, I know, I am the only one who's honest and truthful with you guys, everyone else is out there lying, he goes, I do try to not lie. I don't want to. I don't want to lie to you.
Oh, right.
The fact he couldn't bring himself to just say, yeah, I'm truthful. I tell the truth. I'm an honest guy. Is very telling. Even a dumb guy like John just like can't say those words. He knows how ridiculous that is. All right. Now, let's get into it. On Thursday's show, John is talking about making up with everyone in Atlantic City. He's going to make up with Cardiff Electric, and they're going to be buds. And he's going to make up with KB, and they're going to be buds. And everything ends with getting a beer and everything. And he's actually playing out the scenarios of how it's going to go. I'll walk up to him and be like, hey, everything cool? Yeah, everything's cool. And we'll hang out. It'll be good. He's like, he's practicing this in the mirror, it seems like.
So, yeah, he's throwing beers to everyone, like the commercial.
Yeah, like Peyton Manning. And the commercial, he's chucking Bud Lights around the bar. Oh,
you're great.
It's on Vince. Here's a round on Vince and Brock Lee. Oh, that was the other thing. I'm sorry, getting distracted. Someone was telling John that the Brock Lee avatar is racist. He goes, how was that racist? He's so stupid. All right. So anyway, this is
Can't
John.
be racist against Chinese.
Yeah, right. This is John explaining that when he meets Patrick Melton, this is how it's going to go down. It's going to be smooth. It's going to be great.
If I see Fatty Patty, hey, can you apologize about what you... Yeah, okay, okay. Hey, how you doing? Let's have a beer. That's it.
All right. Easy enough. So you would think that John's going to run into Patrick Melton and he's going to say, do you apologize for what you said about my kids? Pat's going to go, yeah, of course, man. I'm sorry about that. And then they're going to sit down and have a couple beers together.
You didn't get my letter and the flowers?
Let's find out how things really went down because someone captured this. This is the big video. I wasn't even going to play this, but it's such an important part of understanding who Stuttering John is and how all of this is playing out. I realize this isn't a podcast per se.
This is our Zapruder film.
Yes, this was in public. This is how John behaves. So they were observing John sitting by himself. And I'm going to play the video of Patrick Melton giving his side of the story. I'll tell you John's side of the story too. But basically, John gets to the Borgata, goes to the center bar there, and is kind of like drinking by himself and walking around, hoping people recognize him, just looking for fans to come up to him and be like, hey, it's Stuttering John Melendez. And so they're observing this from afar. And so Patrick Melton decides to come over and talk to him. And I wish I had this video. There's another video that exists that I don't have today, but it's 9 seconds long. I'll explain it. Basically, you walk up 3 steps to get to the bar area. So John's up 3 steps on this bar area, and then there's a guardrail, and then Patrick Melton standing down below on the other side of it. So John's actually half a foot taller than Melton in this scenario because he's up 3 feet. And John's going, hey, you going to apologize? And Patrick's just like, yeah, man, I apologized on my show. No hard feelings, whatever. And so then they walk their separate ways. And so Patrick and his buddies are just standing around drinking drinks, smoking cigarettes, having some laughs. And John comes back and confronts him. And according to Patrick Melton, which I'll play, John is just like looking over at him and stewing and just thinking about it and stewing and getting more and more angry, talking about my kids, that kind of thing. So this is how this played out. All right, so if you're just listening to this, what's happening here is, I think it's a Gin Blossom song. It's not great. No, the point is, John's coming right up to Patrick Melton and saying, apologize. Why don't you apologize? Yeah. And a couple of Melton's crew is now getting in between them and going, hey, back up, buddy. Relax.
Yeah, one of them.
And he's telling him a fat fuck and telling him to apologize. And Melton's like, I did. I don't know what else you want. So I can't make out everything that's being said, but John's going, oh, come on, you're going to goof on my kids? And Patrick Melton's going, I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here. John came up to him. This isn't this bizarre, this confrontation. Because remember, in John's world, he's going to apologize. They were going to be best buds. So I don't know why it didn't play out that way.
Apparently, one of these guys is Leo Gunn, too.
Oh, for real?
He did. Yeah, that's what he said on his show today. Leo Gunn was in this he didn't say who he was, but he kind of talked about all the other people there, and I'm thinking it's that guy with the bag.
Okay.
Leo Gunn.
Someone told John that you were in the mix in this too. I won't give
Yes.
away your identity. Don't worry.
Thank you.
All right, so now we see security has been alerted. I think the guy just got spit on by John. He's wiping his face off after John spit on him. So now security is walking up, and it's a female security officer. She's getting on her walkie-talkie calling in help. So he just told security. So Patrick Melton looks over at the guy filming and smiles. And John just told security, that guy's trashing my kids.
Yes, I caught that. That's amazing.
He just told security, this is the world John lives in. I'm going to tell security you're trashing my kids. What do you think they're going to do about that, John? What's going to happen there?
Carl, listen, I know you're on a roll, man, but
Please.
when I just wanted to see if Tukey was reporting this morning, and then I see Stutjo's live. Mm-hmm. And when I heard his account of this would be Friday night, I believe.
Yeah, last night. Yep.
Yeah, last night.
That's when it all hit home to me. You've been asking, is John this stupid? Is he this delusional?
Yes.
And we've been oscillating a little.
Right, he's performative. He's acting like he's all upset about this or that.
He's removed any doubt in your mind?
Yes, today was the day that hit. What did he hope to achieve? And
Like
him,
going?
yeah.
Oh.
What he thought everyone was going to fucking applaud him?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the biggest celebrity in the Dabbleverse. See, producer Chris, in John's mind, his resume is the only thing that matters.
Yes.
So when he was talking to Vince the lawyer before he went to AC, he goes, now, who are the other celebrities that are going to be there? No one else. I'm the only celebrity. So in his mind, this is going to be this huge celebration. They're picking him up on their shoulders. John, you're our guy. Thank you, John. They don't realize that no one has any respect for him at all. No one.
So I think this is not just about Patrick. I think it's dawning on him that he's not getting the applause or any recognition.
Right.
Someone was like, hey, can you get out of the way? I want to see what's on tap.
Right.
I want to go back home where all the Uber drivers know my name.
What's that, Cardiff?
I said I want to go back home where all the Uber drivers know my name.
Yeah, right. Stevie Tomatoes.
Oh, I just muted it. Did he just say this guy's trashing my kids to another security guard?
Yeah, this guy trashed my kids.
Oh my God. So now another security comes up.
I don't think he said it before. I think before he was just telling the woman, this guy's recording, this guy's recording, this guy's recording.
I heard trashing my kids, I swear to God.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I need to enhance the audio a little bit.
But yeah, when this other security guard comes over, he points right to me. This guy trashes my kids.
Okay, I'm backing it up a little bit. I want to see this. This is nuts. I definitely heard him say trash my kids.
Yeah.
And now he's getting in my face. Here comes the other guy. Yeah, so the other security guy walks up. Hey, what's going on over here, guys? And John goes, this guy right here trashed my children. Yeah. In other words, them fighting words, I guess, right?
Always take the side of someone pointing at everybody and being belligerent.
Right. John's the one who's acting up in all of this. Patrick is just standing there.
He's literally just standing
He's literally just standing there. Wow. Running to the authorities.
Oh, he really is short.
Yeah, he looks terrible. He's
taping.
Yeah, he's pointing at everyone who's filming him on their phones.
That guy's got a
Seeing John's
camcorder.
legs- Seeing John's legs and feet were the best part of this video.
Yeah, right.
He calls everybody else out. It's so ridiculous to me that he thinks he's better than everyone. He's such a tiny little man. And let's play Melton's recap of this, because he went back into his room afterwards and got online and gave us his perspective. Again, my lost interest. Go to their YouTube channel, subscribe. They're awesome, or he's awesome. My Lost Interest is always updating us on the important clips from all these shows.
All
right.
But shout out to Flimsy Greenberg for bringing us that one.
Oh, who was that? Who brought that?
Flimsy Greenberg.
Thank you, Flimsy Greenberg.
Yeah, we've always wanted to see John IRL, and that's pretty close.
Yeah, that was good.
What up? All right. This was a wild one. So everybody's gone. I'm dead tired, so I'm going to bed shortly. This will be a short stream, but I thought it'd be good to talk about what the fuck just happened. So we go down stairs. Me, Mario, movie star, fingernails. You've all seen the tweets by now. If you haven't, oh boy, go check Twitter. So we walk downstairs, me, Mario, Flimsy, Rob, and we meet up with another fan down there who's got a location on John. And he's in the B bar, the center bar in the Borgata. And we're kind of hanging back, just talking and laughing. We're watching him wander around the bar. He was wandering around the center bar. So finally, we're like, all right, we're going to do this. Let's do it. So I just walk up, and John's there. And John's walking around the bar trying to get noticed. This is literally what he's trying to do. We watched him for several minutes before he went over. He's circling the bar.
So sad.
Phone up, elbow up. Guys who talk like this on the phone, their elbows way up. And so I walk up, and I see him, and I just go, John, what's up, baby? And he walks away. And he comes back, and he goes, are you going to apologize? He comes right up to me. We're reaching distance, and it's just me and him. Everybody else is kind of standing back.
Do you have John's rebuttal to this, though?
I have a couple clips from John's show this morning. I wasn't able to get his full rebuttal, but I did watch it. So do you want to fill in any gaps?
Just the phone call I thought was interesting, where he said, I was pretending I was on the phone with my ex-wife.
Yes, that was interesting. So he's just like, I'm talking to my ex, in order to make it seem like he had an important call, and he goes, I wasn't talking to my ex. It's like, no, you're always lying. We know that. I love when he admits that he's lying. We're just like, no, we knew.
It's not even a real phone. It's filled with candy.
Got out of a claw machine 20 minutes earlier. What the fuck?
And he's like, are you going to apologize for what you said to my kids? And I keep saying to him, I'm sorry you got hurt. They're jokes. It's a podcast. You say a lot of shit on your podcast you don't mean.
Yeah, I did hear him say in that other video I can't find, the first initial interaction, I did hear Patrick Melton say, yeah, they were jokes, John. Dude, fucking get over. I'm not physically going to their school and tripping them on their way into class. Jesus Christ.
This is funny. Uncle Christian in the Discord says, how many comeback lines did John think up after they went their ways?
Oh, you're right. That's what he was doing back at the bar, just going, and I should have said this and then that.
Jerk store.
You say a lot of shit on your podcast you don't know. You're just talking shit. And he goes, are you going to apologize for what you said to my kids? He's not even hearing the words that I'm saying. And I said, I'm sorry you got upset, but John, and he just walks away. He storms off. And he goes to the far side of the bar and sits down. Now he sits down where he can see us. So we all get a drink, and we're standing there. And some of us are smoking, we're laughing. He's over there at the bar drinking, seething. You see him just watching us laughing.
That's another thing that happened on the show this morning when I was watching John. I didn't get a chance to watch all of it because I was prepping for the show. But John was saying how he didn't even have any beers. He goes, I had one beer. I wasn't drunk. I didn't even get a chance to drink. But then later in the show, or maybe it was earlier in the show, because that's how dumb he is, he said he got a martini when he first got there. A strong martini, I think is what he said. Followed by 2 beers. And then he started walking around. Oh, then he went to the blackjack table, and he lost his money quicker than one of the servers came over to get him a free beer. So he was all pissed off about that. I've been there.
No,
I've been there.
he broke down the math even further, where it was 1 martini, 1 beer. Then I got 1 beer to go.
Yes.
So that was a different beer. That doesn't count. I wasn't sitting down drinking. That was to-go beer.
Yeah, he's working it off while he's walking.
Let's see. So Christina Marie, my sister-in-law, is with Melton in AC right now and asking to send the link. I will do that. Let me play the rest of this video and I'll send the link.
Having fun. There's 5 or 6 of us at this point. Laughing, having fun, joking around. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We're all just standing there having fun. John's watching us. Everyone keeps going. It's uncomfortable. Everyone keeps going. He's just staring at us, and you just see him over there drinking. Just getting angrier. Just getting angrier. He stands up, and he comes over. He walks down the steps over to our group. There is one female security guard at the entrance to the bar by the steps. So John comes up right to me and he goes, "Are you going to apologize for what you said to my children?" And I tried the thing again. Like, John, I apologized on your stream. And I'm here to say I'm sorry. I'm here to squash this. I'm here to make peace. I'm sorry that I offended you. I'm sorry that I hurt you. But I'm not saying it right. You hear what I'm saying? I'm apologizing for the wrong thing.
But also, Patrick Melton had reached out to John before this even happened, hoping to squash the argument. I don't know what his angle is. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe he'll pop on in a minute. But this has been in the works. So I think John feels like he has the upper hand because of this.
Oh.
I mean, John's talked shit about Patrick Melton, as we know, and vice versa. So it's one of these things where it's just like, John, what's an apology going to do? Who gives a shit? Either move on or don't. Pick one. Yeah. What are these magic words you need to hear in order for the fucking beanstalk to grow? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, whatever offended you has already been said.
Right.
It's
and he's saying he's not going to say it anymore. So I don't know what else you want.
Right.
But it goes back
childish.
to John still thinks the only reason Melton said anything about his kids, is trashing him at all, is because of that brutal song that John wrote. All I ever did was Fatty Patty. He thinks he hurt him so much with that song that's why he's going after him.
Also, I've brought up to John many times. I go, you talk about me talking about your kids all the time. You never say anything about Patrick Melton doing it. I don't care. I don't care about Patrick Melton. I don't even know who he is. He's forgotten the reason he's mad at Patrick Melton is because Patrick Melton put the StreamYard link to John's show in his Discord, and that's when the shit porn happened on John's show to get a cover.
Right.
That's why he's mad at Patrick Melton. He doesn't even fucking remember that. I have to remember that for him. That's why you're mad at him, not because of the kid thing. You told me you're not mad at him about that.
It's
now
just
he is.
easier for him to remember one thing.
He has to generate something in his mind that he's angry about, and that's his go-to. And it's like, you're in the wrong. I'm in the right. Okay.
I'm apologizing for his interpretation of, and you can tell he's very drunk. He's having trouble walking down the steps. He's wearing a blazer, and he's all, and you. Now, a couple of people said that his breath was, I didn't know that this was a thing, John, smell? But a couple people said his breath could take the paint off a Chrysler. As he's in my face yelling, "You better apologize. You never talk about my kids again. You better apologize." Of course, I'm not. I'm trying to say, I'm here to say I'm sorry that you got upset. I keep saying that, and I'm not apologizing correctly for him, and it's making him angry. And we're all laughing and just having fun. Everyone's in a good mood, and this is getting him very, very upset. And he goes to do a 2-finger on as high up as he can reach on my chest. He goes to you better apologize. And I just kind of I had my hand up, and I kind of I don't even think it was on purpose. I think I kind of knocked it out of the way, just kind of talking with my hands. And I've got a cigarette in one hand, and I'm not in a fighting stance. And at that point I realized he's going to swing. I knew he was going to swing. He's drunk. He's angry, and he wanted to fight. Another fan stepped in named Sean and tried to, who originally started as a SJ fan, and tried to tell him "Yo, Stuttering John, I like you. I've loved you forever. I want to buy you a beer." He looking past that. He's not even hearing that. I think he said to him, actually, after he said that, I think he said "Get out of my fucking face." He's talking to strangers like this. He was incensed. He was
fired up.
Eye of the tiger.
For sure.
I was kind of turned, and I was ready for him to hit me. And I knew he was drunk. I'd watched him stumble down the stairs. So I'm going, if he hits me, I know it's not going to land it effectively. I know it's not going to hurt. I know it's not going to
Sure.
Before it could escalate, Peter
Trained boxer, my
Sky Parker, David Skywalker, got right in between us. That's what you see on the video, and started like pushing him back. I'm genuinely trying to de-escalate this. You know, in my best bitchy.
Sorry, those noises are on Patrick Melton's video, in case people are wondering why that's happening.
Effeminate voice. John, calm down, balance yourself. You know, I'm saying all this stuff, and he's just not. None of it's landing. And so Peter Sky Parker and Sean and a couple of the other guys start like pushing him back, and he starts screaming like, "You talking about my children, you fat fuck? You better never talk about my children again. You better say sorry about my children." And it's just, again, he's not getting the apology he wants. I think he really thought he was gonna like bully me into an apology, like, well, yeah, that's what I thought. John appears to just be hanging out alone. Yeah, he's not allowed to be near me. He's not allowed to approach me. So we just kept hanging out at the B bar because he wanted to hang out at the B bar, and they made him leave. And they're like, you can't go near him again. Don't go near him.
So you got like a warning from security, it sounds like, and there's like, all right, you can't be around this guy. We don't want any fights breaking out.
So yeah, John's hanging out alone. I'll tell you what happened after he left, because we had some spies, and it's worse than you think. Before you know it, this female security guard, I guess she called for people. And before you know it, there's 9 security guards there. I know that because I counted them. I was like, there are 9 security guards here all of a sudden. And I mean, like ninjas out of nowhere. And he just starts, Stuttering John starts justifying his behavior. And he's like, he talked about my kids. So he's like fighting security guards at this point, like trying to get to me. Like, not fighting, but like, you know, like push, like, he starts yelling in that video, like, these guys are following me around. They won't leave me alone. I walked up to you because we knew where you were. I tried to have a conversation. You walked away, and then we just went back to our group. And then you
made
went
a
over and had
spectacle. He made a spectacle of going to Vegas.
Yes.
And then is upset
Atlantic
that people
City.
are following him around. Or, sorry, Atlantic City. Shit.
No, I'll go through some of the tweets he put out there, because he was pretty much like he always does. Meet me at Pickwick, 3 p.m. anytime you want. And then someone showed up at Pickwick Pub looking for me. Can you believe this? He loves to be the victim, but he's setting it up for all of this to happen. He wants this to happen, and then he does it as soon as it starts to happen.
Right.
And we'll show where he was antagonizing people.
Oh,
even
yeah.
on Twitter.
Just after
before
saying,
this
I
happened.
come in peace.
Yeah.
a drink and just got in your own fucking feelings and seethed about it. And then came over to start a fight. So all the security guards come over. They split us up. They take John over. John starts, I'm not kidding you. Ask Peter Sky Parker. This comes out of John's mouth. I'm a celebrity. He says it. I wish I had my scream echo voice.
Oh, no.
I'm a celebrity. I'm Stuttering John. Oh. To which everybody went, What's that now?
Hysterical.
Holy shit.
All right, so let's talk about John's side of the story.
Okay.
Because we did get some of that today. John claims he wasn't drunk.
But wait, he's spitting that guy's face.
He did spit in that guy's face. I don't think on purpose. I think he's just
I
spitting.
think it
Oh,
was just
okay.
drool, yeah.
All right.
Like it just came out.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
That happens. Sorry to interrupt.
See,
No,
John,
no.
we defended you.
That's correct. I just think you're a gross person that has saliva flying out of your mouth at all times.
It's incidental.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to think the whole standing there yelling, he's trashing my kids, was John feeling he's on home turf. You know, Jersey's like Long Island.
Right.
If these people hear
Oh my
that
God.
somebody was trashing someone's
You're-
kids, everyone's going to stop playing the slots
Wow,
and
you're
join
right.
me.
You're right about that. He's like, this is East Coast. You don't belong here,
Yeah.
Melton.
Yeah, he was talking about how he wasn't sure if he was going to go or not, but it'd be fun for the fans.
Yes.
I didn't see any fans in that video.
No, I didn't either. So let's see what
They arrived Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right.
John is not having a good time. Let's look through his recent Twitter feed. Hey, Dabbleverse people, I came here for fun, but so far it has been nonstop incitement. I'm not a violent person, but it's getting close to outright harassment. This whole thing has been a debacle from the start. And then this one, hey, Fatty Patty, email me. I'll give you my room number. Then we can talk. And then he says, hey, man, Vince the lawyer is a legitimate asshole that I could single-handedly get him disbarred for playing my message without consent. California's a two-party state. Stay tuned. John got very upset with Vince the lawyer for a number of reasons. One of them being he didn't realize that John left a voicemail for Vince, and Vince sent it to Shuley, and Shuley played it on the BS show yesterday morning. And John didn't realize that happened. He got very upset about that. But that was just the beginning of what he's mad about Vince for. The other thing is Vince gave out the room number to Atlantic City on his show. So as soon as John checked in and got in the room, the phone starts ringing.
Yes.
Off the hook, which is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Even after it's unplugged.
Yeah.
Yep. But the other thing is, and this is the thing that I've been trying to tell John this, he wouldn't listen to me. Vince is trolling you. He's not your friend. No, he's my friend, Carl. He literally said that. He's more my friend than he is your friend. It's all you, buddy.
That's what this is about.
So there was a guy who called into Vince's show who said, because Vince convinced John to fly to Philadelphia, still Spirit Airlines for some reason, but okay. LAX to Philadelphia, and then take the train from Philly to Atlantic City. But then a fan called into Vince's show and says, John, I'll pick you up from the Philly airport and drive you there. Where are you going to be? What terminal? So Vince photoshopped the terminal that John was going to land at to send this guy to the wrong place. This is how John described, or the airport, yeah.
You said to Newark, he said.
Oh, right. He sent the guy to Newark to go pick John up, and John was flying into Philly. So Vince has been fucking with John nonstop so far since he's been there. And none of this actually helps Vince out yet. Vince should be waiting until he gets there with his camera guy to be doing all of this shit, in my opinion. But I don't know how to troll John. What do I know?
I have a theory if Vince is there, and that's who plugged the phone back in.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
I actually have that clip, and then we'll get back to this. This is from this morning's show, John from his hotel room.
Christmas morning all over again.
It's unbelievable.
Hello?
My refrigerator is running. Why?
Yes.
So it's tonight that he has the suite, I guess.
Yes. He had to move out of this place.
Just have to unplug it again. I thought I unplugged the thing, but I guess I did.
Someone must have plugged it back in, according to Cardiff's theory there. Thank you, Christian Black, for sending me over a couple clips from this morning's show. I appreciate it. So, so John's now mad at Vince. That didn't go well today. Then he says, a guy from Maryland said he traveled all the way to see me, got here, and called me a has-been. Then why come?
Because it's satisfying.
Because you didn't read the super chats I sent you that said the same thing.
Right.
Oh, this is funny. This is a tweet from John. Hey, man, I'm here alone. Where are all these tough guys? This is the same guy who also posted, it's been nothing but people trying to incite me, and I'm not violent. Like, which is it? Which do you want to have happen here?
Carl, you know I'm not one to butter your buns.
Yes.
Ever. But I was listening, it was probably a week or two ago you were doing the show, and I was listening, and you started talking about, can you imagine some director in Hollywood, some writer is like, hey, we should get John for this project. Let's see what he's up to. And you start scrolling through this Twitter feed. Yes. And again, it's every fucking day. It's the same. He has no good day that they could look at his Twitter feed and think,
he did that
let's hire this guy.
He did that one tweet where he's just like, for people who don't know about the Dabbleverse, I have these people who are fucking with me. Yeah. As if people are going to be scrolling through and be like, oh, okay, that justifies all of this. All right, now I get it.
I texted you Thursday when you were just getting done with socials. I'm like, are you watching John?
Yeah.
And you're like, not yet. I'm like, I feel like it's all going down, but I say that every day.
Right. You know? Yeah, it seemed like the beginning of the end for sure.
Every fucking day.
Unbelievable. So then he writes on here, by the way, make no mistake, I never called for security. I wanted to beat his ass right there. More tough guy, John. I'm sure you'll get another chance at it if you really want to. He talked to security immediately. I'm not saying that he ran over to the security desk, but as soon as security got there, because he's the one, and someone made this point, and they're spot on. John is making a big spectacle of himself.
Sure.
He's yelling, he's pointing, he's jumping around. he's going to bring security over. He knows that.
He wanted to get shut down before he gets his ass kicked.
Correct. The guy was holding him back.
Yeah.
The guy's half-heartedly like putting his hand up.
Yeah.
If this guy wasn't here,
Right.
Patrick Melton.
Yeah.
Patrick Melton towers over him.
It's all a show.
Patrick Melton must have $150 on John. And John's not a skinny guy.
Just in his back. There's $150 on John.
Although I gotta say, as much as everyone's making fun of Patrick Melton and being fat and bad posture, he kind of looked like a slim Tim Dillon to me. I don't know. I'm watching this video. I'm like, it's not that bad. What are you guys talking about?
Or Vinnie Paulino, but whatever.
So then he says, so a whole altercation just transpired. Fatty Patty had 5 other fat fucks tried intimidating me. Did I back down to the shitwaya? Or did I back down like the shitwaya? No. This is a big victory for John in his mind.
Of course.
This whole altercation. The other thing, too, he's so stupid. And I only point this out because he loves to... Go ahead, Cardiff.
But again, he kept making the comparison, and he played the video over and over again of him going after Shuley.
Yeah.
In the hotel there. Shuley didn't want to talk to you because he would get fired
Right.
for talking to you.
Right.
That
No,
was his job. He was protecting.
Shuley talking to John in that scenario would do nothing positive for Shuley. It could only do negative things for him.
Yes.
Could you imagine Howard gets the tape? The first question is, isn't it ironic that John Hine now works for the show that jumped the shark? If Shuley would have even acknowledged that, Howard would have lost his mind. Mm-hmm. Shuley, you think this show jumped the shark? You know, it's like you can't win with that. So he didn't respond. And now John, like he always does, picks one thing that happened in history and uses that forever. He's like a chick. It's like arguing with a chick. Yeah, but you remember on our third date when you said that my ass didn't look great, or whatever stupid thing they hold on to for fucking ever? Let go, John. Move on. Where everyone's moving on with their lives now. So John was tweeting at Spirit Airlines too. He was very upset about this.
He's just swinging at
Delayed
anything.
flight. And he wrote this, and the reason why I point this out is because he loves to correct everyone for being, stupid and grammar and everything else. 37,000 miles in the air after Spirit Airlines delayed my flight from the last night so bad I could never get my connecting. Mm-hmm. 2 problems with that sentence.
Yes.
I could never get my connecting. Connecting what? Also, probably 37,000 feet.
Yeah.
37,000 miles is
To the moon.
out of the atmosphere. Yeah, that would be that'd be impressive. So he doesn't know what the
13
fuck he's
times
talking about.
across the country.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about with that. And then he writes, I ended up going home from LAX. Today the flight was delayed an hour. I'm so pissed.
An hour's not that bad.
And then Spirit responded, they're like, can we help you? And they gave him like $100 voucher or something. Here's your fucking Uber fare. Get over it. Fucking asshole. He really is just the worst. So let's talk about this falling out with Vince the loser, because John was very upset that he betrayed his trust, and John just can't believe that he left this private voicemail for Vince, and Vince would just share that with his arch nemesis, his enemy, Shuley, like that. I mean, I wasn't surprised, but for some reason, Stuttering John, who's a Menta member and a 160 IQ, was. He didn't think that was going to happen. I can't believe it. So somebody super chats him and says, maybe you should apologize to Carl, who told you that Vince is trolling you all along.
Mr. Sprinkles, thanks for the 5. Carl from WATP tried to warn you about Vince the lawyer. Carl was trying to help you. You should apologize, Lady K. Seriously, no. I don't need Lady K to tell me that Vince the lawyer is a troll. I mean, it doesn't take anyone with even below average intelligence to know, like Carl has, to know that Vince the lawyer is a troll. We all know Vince the lawyer is a troll.
Well, then how come I'm not the one getting duped by him and you are? You realize that this isn't a good argument when you're sitting there in the hotel room that he paid for, getting the phone being ringing off the hook that he leaked out so people would fuck with you. He put out the room number. He put out, obviously, what floor he was on. He was doing all this shit knowing people were going to fuck with John when he got there. Oh, and that was the other thing, too, that John was really upset about. We talked about it on Point Dabble Point yesterday, is Vince, when John called into Vince's show from LAX, and Vince is going, Shuley keeps texting me. He doesn't believe you're at LAX. He thinks you're lying. You got to take a photo of your receipt and the menu. And so John outed himself on all these different things that Vince immediately shared to everyone. He's like, and that Shuli wasn't even texting him. I'm like, yeah, no shit. We all knew that. You're the only one who did, you moron.
Meanwhile,
He's
you're the
fucking
guy
with you.
ad nauseum has been saying, do not fuck with him. Just let him out
Yes.
himself as the boob that he is.
You don't have to control the situation. He will humiliate himself.
He will fuck everything
He
up.
always does.
Yes.
Such a moron.
But at this point, it's what can I get from him?
Oh,
And that's what
that's a terrible way to think, John. Okay, let me correct you right there.
Again, like a chick.
But this is crazy. He's like, man, this guy, he's like fucking Wile E. Coyote. He's like, I'm pot committed at this point. I'm gonna catch that goddamn roadrunner whether it fucking kills me. It's like, no, stop. Change course. It's not working out. You're losing. You lose every fucking time. Yeah.
anyone with even below average intelligence to know, like Carl has, to know that Vince Lavoie is a troll. We all know Vince Lavoie is a troll. But at this point, it's what can I get from him? And that's what it's all about to me. You all say I'm too cheap to buy for a room. No, let's see how much I can get Vince to spend. So the troll is me trolling him.
This is a miracle. This guy can turn, I haven't watched this clip yet. This guy can turn anything around so that he's the winner. Yeah. He was just complaining on this episode about how much Vince was trolling him and how upset he was about it. Someone's like, see, it should have learned from Carl. And he's like, no, I'm winning though. I'm still winning.
I'm the Roadrunner. Meep, meep.
In all actuality.
What an idiot.
Because I ain't paying for shit.
Yeah, no shit. Why start now?
CMOC says that Vince blocked room service, LOL. That's right. I did hear him talk about that too. He's trying to get food sent up to the room, and that's not happening either. And then one more clip from today. Christian Blatt sent me over. And John mentioned, because he's such a class act, that Stuttering John Melendez, he goes, oh yeah, I've been to AC a few times, memorable times. In fact, I think we conceived one of my kids here in Atlantic City, me and Susanna. So someone asks him about that. And of course, he has to talk about gross sex story stuff.
James, what position you conceiving? I can't remember. I think it was missionary or doggy style. I know we had sex. She was at the sink.
Doing dishes.
And that was one, I believe that was one orgasm. And then we went to the bed and had, sex on the bed. So it could have been either one.
What a class act, huh?
If you want more of that, easy for you to say. Now available in paperback.
We had pussy sex.
I blew it in a pussy in case you wanted to know how that works. This has been up here for a while. I'm sorry. But Kinky Loco, member for 10 months, thank you, Kinky Loco, says, congratulations on your first WATP Cardiff.
Thank you, Kinky Loco.
School!
That was a big deal for sure. And before
I can't get enough dicks in my butt.
Before we get off of the Stuttering John saga, I did want to play this video from Baloney Factory, who has been creating just the greatest videos. And everyone should check out Baloney Factory on YouTube, because he's been putting together more videos with Carl from Aquatine. And I'm just going to let this one breathe, because the pauses he puts in it are perfect. It really does fit the feel of Aquatine Hunger Force. And the female voice here is Keanu, Gino's fiance.
Strikes
and
are
I don't
coming.
think Kevin.
You think Baloney Factory is going to be upset with me?
No, I'm saying from John. He's going to strike me.
Yeah.
It's not
And I don't
transformative
think
at all.
Kevin is going to have anyone's back. So
No. Oh, trust me. When he sees me in AC, he's not going to be the tough guy that he is on the air. Trust me.
Oh no. Yes,
Trust me. He will walk away from me. Yeah.
He's not like he is behind a screen with his fast food microphone.
I like Vinnie Paulino, who just laughed at one of my jokes.
It's so perfect.
Even the detail, the Lawrence Taylor helmet in the background, the lamp.
What is a manga? Kim Kardashian is with Pete Davidson because he's the new flavor of SNL. The new face of SNL, Pete Davidson. With his beanpole body.
Please, people, subscribe to my buddy. I was in the commissary. That's like the cafeteria at NBC. Where I ate for free.
All right. Great job, Baloney Patrick. You should definitely check that out. So I guess everyone's in Atlantic City now. I've heard from my brother and sister-in-law who have seen Chad, hung out with Patrick Melton. Everyone's out and about now. We get the big comedy show tonight.
Wait, Chad did go?
Chad's there. Oh, that was such a needy, bitchy tweet that he put out. Do I have time to find it? Probably not. He is so fucking annoying. I hate anyone who puts on social media like, well, I guess that's it for me. We'll see what happens. You know, just like these open-ended things where everyone's going to be like, oh, what happened though? What's going on? Like, shut up. Get the fuck out of here. Get your shine box. But yeah, so everyone's there. So a lot's going to transpire over the next 2 days. We got the big
who's
Super
not
Bowl.
an AC?
Who's not an AC?
Stuttering John's new laptop.
That's true. He brought his old laptop with him. Why was that?
I think he just wanted to announce that his brand new MacBook Pro is sitting alone in Canoga Park because he cannot do one thing right in his life.
And don't worry, it's a gated community. It'll be fine.
Dummy.
What a fucking idiot. That's really funny.
Who are these podcasts? WATP.